All right, let's talk about something called the felt sense of safety. The felt sense of safety, which is a term used in psychology that describes a neurophysiological state or condition that you can exist in. And it is the mandatory required state that you must be in order to heal from any addiction or trauma. And everything that we do here at Leap of Courage is specifically designed to allow you to access within yourself the felt sense of safety. And it's just exactly as it sounds. You feel safe. And so, for example, you may be safe at home, sitting on your couch, about to watch Netflix or something, but you don't feel safe. If you have any amount of fear, worry, anxiety, any discomfort that may reside within you emotionally or with your thoughts, that's a stress response. The stress response is the opposite of the felt sense of safety. What's the opposite of the felt sense of safety? Felt sense of danger, which can sometimes show up in the form of fear, anger, anxiety. There's a whole lot going on there. And what we do here at Leap of Courage is you learn how to make the right choices so that you can live more of your life by the felt sense of safety. Lowered stress hormones, elevated trust in yourself and how to handle any situation that comes your way. And it also does something that is another non negotiable that must take place, which is reducing the hypervigilance of the limbic system part of the brain, or reducing the sensitivity of the limbic system part of the brain in regards to our stress response. A hypervigilant or hypersensitive limbic system means that we are ultra hyper triggered into a stress response. And our stress response seems larger than what it should be given the situation or circumstance. And as we are able to lower the hypervigilance of the limbic system part of the brain, then you are able to experience and tap into the felt sense of safety, that neurophysiological condition that you must have to heal from any addiction or trauma. And also to heal from any chronic illness you might have. A lot of chronic illnesses, when you heal from the underlying trauma, the chronic illness goes away too. The other thing that this does is it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, and in particular, something called the ventral vagus nerve. And all of these big jargony science terms, you don't have to really remember them right now because you will learn more about them later on in the course if you want to. The lessons will be available, so you can take a deep dive on these for those of you who need that scientific explanation to be able to trust the process. I'm laying the foundation for you here and now, and then later you can go and dive deeper on those things for those of you who need that. And the other thing that happens as we enter the felt sense of safety, as we lower the hypervigilance of the limbic system part of the brain, then there's another part of your brain called the prefrontal cortex that sits right behind your forehead. And that begins to strengthen in its ability to function. This is a very good thing. This means that your ability to say no to the things that hurt you, your ability goes up. Your ability to say yes to the things that are helpful and beneficial to you, that goes up. Your ability to plan ahead and think about future consequences and take the right action for you, all of your abilities and strengths and functionality of this will rise and elevate as you activate the felt sense of safety, the parasympathetic nervous system, reduce the hypervigilance of the limbic system. So 100% of everything that we do here at Leap of Courage is designed specifically to do all of these things. These are mandatory non-negotiables. that must take place for anyone to heal from any addiction or any trauma. And remember, every addiction is merely a symptom of unresolved trauma, or we can simply just call that emotional wounds of the past, still causing insecurities within you. If you have that, then your subconscious mind is going to want to compel you to escape from that feeling of discomfort, insecurity, whatever it may be. And for some of you, your subconscious mind has escaped towards pornography or sex addiction, love addiction, and oftentimes there's a lot of other things going on. There might be alcohol or there might be addiction to scrolling social media or online gambling or overeating, external validation seeking. These addictive escapism choices and behaviors show up in many ways. Sometimes it's in the form of being a workaholic and keeping yourself so busy with things that are accomplishment based. Another sneaky addiction. And so ultimately, I just want you to be familiar with the felt sense of safety. And just because you are safe doesn't mean you feel safe. Just because you are safe doesn't mean you feel safe. If you're sitting on your couch watching Netflix, but you have a worry or doubt or fear or anxiety, uncertainties, then you don't feel safe in that moment, even though you are safe. And it's limiting beliefs and emotional wounds of the past that give you fear of the future or rumination of the past. Those are the things that rob you of the ability to have the felt sense of safety. And loneliness and isolation, that's one of the biggest things. We must, non-negotiable, have connection, safe and loving connection with others in order for our nervous system to experience the felt sense of safety. It doesn't mean they have to be in the room with us, but it means we have to have those people in our life. And that activates the ventral vagus nerve, which primes us for connection. Connection. And connection is the opposite of addiction. Connection is the opposite of addiction because it plays such an enormous role on our ability to access the felt sense of safety. The felt sense of safety. We are not islands. We cannot isolate ourselves. It doesn't matter how much breath work, prayer, meditation, exercise, success checklists that you're doing in life. If you are an isolated person and you don't have healthy connection, then good luck on your healing journey because your ventral vagus nerve is going to say, oh, we still don't feel safe. We cannot heal in isolation. Much of our healing does take place alone, and much of it does require having our ventral vagus nerve activated, which means healthy connection that you must have in your life with others. So this is just to say everything, every little thing here in Leap of Courage is specifically designed to activate your ventral vagus nerve, your felt sense of safety, strengthening the function of your prefrontal cortex, lowering the hypervigilance of your overactive limbic system. These are non-negotiables, and you learn how to do that here. And we have a thing here called intentional limbic friction that is intentionally saying yes to things that are challenging. And so these are the types of things that when we intentionally choose challenges, it helps with all of this as well. It's not just, oh, let me be like safe and warm and loved. It's leaning into challenge intentionally. Emotional challenge, social challenge, career challenge, bravery, vulnerability challenges, physical challenges. When we intentionally say yes to challenges, it helps everything here as well because it teaches your subconscious mind that you are in control even in a challenging or difficult situation, that you are in control even in a challenging or difficult situation. And the reason why the intentional chosen limbic friction or challenge helps with that is because you chose to be there and you can choose to leave at any time. It's not like a life stressor that shows up that you have the option to just, some life stressors like a death in the family, losing a job, divorce. I mean, you name it. Those are the types of things that we can't just say, okay, I'm going to exit this situation and life will be how I want it to be again or feel easier. That those are the challenges that just show up. How do we handle them? By accessing the felt sense of safety, we can navigate the life challenges easier, and by paradoxically choosing things that are intentionally difficult makes the difficult things that are not welcoming actually feel easier because of the way you get to train your neurology for that. More on that later. If that sounds confusing, good. Stay curious. It'll allow you to wonder, and you're going to learn more about that. So, that is the message I wanted to share about the felt sense of safety. And even if and when you don't hear that word and all of these phrases being used, that's ultimately what's happening behind the scenes of the activities that you choose to do as you go through this course. All right, there it is, the felt sense of safety.